If your cat is pacing back and forth, flicking its tail sharply, or pinning its ears back, you're looking at classic stress signals. And these can pop up due to anything from a loud vacuum cleaner roaring through the house, to a new piece of furniture throwing off their territory, or even a subtle health problem like an upset stomach or tooth pain that's gone unnoticed. Start by grabbing a thick blanket, folding it into a shallow cardboard box, and tucking it into a quiet corner against a wall where traffic is low. Cats are hardwired to seek out enclosed spaces. It's a survival trait from their wild days when tight spots meant protection from predators and the elements. And studies from feline behaviorists show this can drop their heart rate by up to 15 beats per minute in as little as 5 minutes. Watch closely as they step in, sniff around, and start kneading the blanket with their paws. That's their muscles unwinding, a sign the setup is doing its job. To kick it up a notch, sprinkle a small pinch of dried catnip inside. About a teaspoon is plenty, since too much can overstimulate them. Roughly 60 to 70% of cats have a genetic sensitivity to catnip's active compound, nepetalactone, which binds to receptors in their brain and acts like a mild sedative, easing anxiety for 20 to 30 minutes before they build a temporary tolerance. Next, head to the kitchen or wherever your cat hangs out and set up a pet water fountain, making sure it's plugged in and running with a gentle, steady trickle. Cats evolved to prefer flowing water over stagnant pools. Think streams versus puddles in the wild, because it's less likely to harbor bacteria. And this instinct drives them to drink more from a fountain than a bowl, cutting down on dehydration that can amplify stress and even lead to urinary issues over time. You'll notice them pad over, take a few tentative laps, and gradually relax their stance as their system gets that hydration boost. Vets say a well-hydrated cat is less prone to stress-related flare-ups. After that, pick up a feather wand toy or a laser pointer and drag it slowly across the floor in deliberate, smooth arcs for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This isn't just fun, it taps into their predatory wiring, redirecting all that pent-up nervous energy into a focused hunt. And research shows even a short session can slash cortisol, the stress hormone, by measurable amounts, leaving them panting and sprawled out, too wiped to stay wound up. Once they're tuckered out, sit beside them and run your hand firmly from the top of their head down their spine, keeping the pressure even and avoiding the tail or belly, unless they roll over to invite it. This mimics the grooming their mother did when they were kittens, firing up calming signals in their nervous system, and you'll hear that deep, rumbling purr start up within seconds, a surefire indicator their stress is melting away. Feline experts note this can lower their breathing rate noticeably if you keep it up for a minute or two. Then, plug in a white noise machine, or pull up a playlist of soft classical music, think Bach or Mozart, and set the volume low, just enough to hum in the background. Cats have hearing that's 5 times sharper than ours, so sudden bangs or shouts can send their stress skyrocketing. But a steady layer of sound masks those jolts. And a 2020 study from the Journal of Feline Medicine found that classical tunes can reduce stress markers, like pupil dilation and ear flicking, by up to 20% in shelter cats. Keep the noise consistent throughout the day, especially during chaotic hours like dinner prep or when guests arrive. Tie all these steps together: a secure box hideout, a flowing water source, a solid play session, precise petting, and a sound shield, and you're hitting stress from every angle with techniques grounded in how cats' brains and bodies work. Consistency is key here. Do this daily, and you'll see their tension fade, replaced by longer naps, slower blinks, and a tail that's more likely to sway than whip. If they're still edgy after a week, check with a vet to rule out medical triggers like pain or thyroid issues, since behavior and health overlap more than most realize. This isn't just about quick fixes, it's about building a setup that keeps them steady for the long haul.